Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is brought to you by the Hydro Pros and is scheduled for 3 rounds in the XKO Bantamweight division. And now, introducing first, fighting out of the Next Bank blue corner, he's trained in kickboxing and wrestling. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall with an official weight 135 pounds. He holds a professional record of 2 victories, 0 defeats. Fighting out of Dallas, Texas, presenting EVERS, the Mauler Anderson. And now, across the cage, his opponent, fighting out of the Jim Ross red corner. He's trained in judo and stands 5 feet 9 inches tall with an official weight 136 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas, make some noise for OMAR, the Moroccan Mauler, BENJAR. Referee, Seth Fuller.
All right, gentlemen, you got your rules back in the locker room. Let's have a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves if you want to. Go back in your corners. Come out fighting.
Anderson in the black Max Fuel shorts. BENJAR in the red, white, and green trunks.
Blue corner, are you ready? Red corner, are you ready? Fight!
Orthodox, both fighters right here.
And here we are, the sold-out crowd at the Gas Monkey Live. Antonio Perkins joined with Scott Groff. 2 Maulers in the cage. 1, a Mauler. 2, the Moroccan Mauler.
Both guys filling each other out.
Really excited about this fight, I'll tell you right now. EVERS, the Mauler Anderson, 2-0, looking to go 3-0 here, undefeated at XKO. Coming out of Guy Metzger's camp.
Yeah, and Omar BENJAR on a 2-fight win streak, looking to go to 500, make it 4-4 in his professional career. Neither guy wants to overextend, as you can see right now, that filling out process. BENJAR with a nice high kick there, just misses. Anderson ducks it.
You know, really excited to see this fight take place between these two in the bantamweight division. Right now, I tell you right now, both fighters are in their prime, ready. It's almost like a stalemate. They want to try to find that distance. They want to try to find that rhythm.
Yeah, and Anderson went in with the Hail Mary right there. Big haymaker thrown. BENJAR ducks it, clinches up, gets him in the cage. And Omar BENJAR is very good with his cage work.
And I'll tell you right now, if you've ever played the UFC video game, it's quite remarkable. You can really find your opponent's rhythm and the pace and the distance. Right now, it's almost like they're doing it right now. And they were pacing it for a minute, now they're in that clinch right now, tied up against the cage.
Yeah, and this is, like I said, this is the real deal. Omar BENJAR doing a really good job of keeping Anderson off of him. Omar, that looks like a pretty tight choke right there. I'm not sure how deep it is. He's only got one arm under.
When you're looking at both of these fighters, one trained in judo, the other trained in kickboxing and wrestling. And he's just sinking that in. He's trying to go in there, trying to, if he can grasp the other hand.
A little deeper is BENJAR trying to get that. You might see, he doesn't want to burn himself out there.
And that's the thing, your arms are going to gas out, trying to keep all that blood flow in there and try to tighten it down.
Yeah, and that's really, really tough. A tough way to go.
It is.
And he's keeping Anderson's head up, because the thing that you don't want to have happen is the guy that you're trying to guillotine slip down, grab your legs, pick you up, and slam you to the ground with a double leg and punish you, which is really the get out these days of this maneuver.
And what you're saying right now, we're just now starting the round, and he's been in that clinch for quite some time now, and I worry for Omar that he's going to gas those arms out, and he's going to have those rubber arms.
Well, and he's choking a little bit, then he's letting go. He's choking a little bit, letting go.
And that's what we talked about. He take him to the ground and flip him a great transition for EVERS, the Mauler Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson did a really nice job with the takedown there. BENJAR has Anderson in his guard, and BENJAR's been working a lot on his jiu-jitsu and his submission game. And we'll see if he chooses to do that or if he uses his ability to try and stand up.
And now the thing with Evers Anderson, I'll tell you right now, he's got such quick hands, and he doesn't waste his punches. He doesn't. So if he's in a posture up, believe it, when he comes down, he's going to connect.
Yeah, BENJAR there goes for an armbar, just too far out. His opponent way too far out. Omar needs to, last thing you want to do is give this guy position.
And now we're trading positions right now.
And give that up right there and get that choke.
And as he came down, he really solidified that choke, do you think, by the forehead of Omar BENJAR going to the mat.
Well, that's a smart thing. That's a smart thing. He never had it. Omar did a good job. He posted out real far with one of his arms. And what that allowed to do, it kept that choke from getting tight.
What a great matchup right now for Omar and Evers to go into this. "33 seconds into round number 1. Omar BENJAR. Evers, the Mauler Anderson."
Yeah, and Omar's doing a good job of controlling this.
Oh.
That's a big lead by Omar. Both guys separate.
And here we are back to the stalemate, trying to find that distance, that rhythm.
Very even first round. It's a nice kick to the shin. I like that. Ooh, Omar BENJAR with a jumping
it up.
Yep, did a jumping round kick. Tries a spinning back kick. Tell you what, that kick to the calf. That kick to the calf was successful. Anderson smiles on his way back.
I have to tell you, this is not a tame version of the Moroccan Mauler. He's going in guns blazing.
No,
he's not tame.
No,
he is on fire going in that first round.
Well, I think it's quite the opposite.
Okay.
And I don't say this, and I understand what you're saying, but he is tame in that he's not being wild about what he's doing. He's not being wild about picking the shot.
You're right.
He's grown up, and he's calmer. He's all that. But
there's a confidence about it.
There is.
There's a confidence about Omar.
He's got a lot of experience now.
Yes.
And so when he goes in there, he's able to let that go, to let that beast go in spurts.
And with that being said, when you have a coach like Guy Metzger in your corner, and I'm talking about Evers, the Mauler Anderson, calm, cool, and patience.
Yeah, and he's got a smile.
Is what is just flows through his blood. He's not in any danger at all.
Yeah, and he's got a smile on his face like he knows something we don't type of thing.
Yeah, he's about to pull something out of his head.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what that's going to, if he's going to do so. But Omar BENJAR has done quite a job of making this an even fight. Very tough first round to call. And BENJAR's corner is calling for him to throw things to break up the rhythm so that Anderson doesn't get set to throw one of those heavy shots. Now that is man, I tell you, BENJAR's doing a real good job kicking Anderson in the shin. He's not going for that traditional quad kick. Those kicks to the outside of your shin into your calf really, really can hurt you. And Omar's found a home twice now for that kick. BENJAR moving his head much better than what we've seen in the past. He's had more success by keeping the head moving.
As we're talking about both fighters, Evers Anderson, both wins by decision.
Yeah, which is surprising as powerful as he is, but it's only been 2 fights, and he's obviously a very talented young man, very talented fighter. And BENJAR, chin, then up, landed on the chin, uppercut by BENJAR. Boy, Omar BENJAR's looking really sharp right now with his kicks.
If you look at
his punch is shit. Sorry.
Exactly. If you look at the history of Evers, the Mauler Anderson, both victories came by decision against James Bruner and Devin Miller. Looking to add another one on his wall here against the Moroccan Mauler.
BENJAR's gotten really good at these really quick kicks. And he is keeping Anderson off for the most part as far as timing goes. But Anderson at any time can explode. He's an excellent fighter. Wow, that was a nice punch. Anderson timed it right. He took the shot, and he got in there on Omar BENJAR. Guys going to work a little ground and pound here.
Well, right now, Omar BENJAR, looking at his history, coming off a 2-fight victory against Jeremy Hudson and Peter Caballero.
Now, BENJAR's doing a really nice job of locking this up.
One fighter going the distance, going the decision in EVERS Anderson. The other winning 2 fights by KO or TKO, and we're talking about Omar and Rock'n'Baller BENJAR. So not only can he go the distance, but he can also finish fights.
Yeah, and you know what? What's really impressive, Omar keeps so close and he's quick and he's controlling the shoulders and hands. So every time that Anderson goes to throw a big bomb, Omar's nowhere to be found. There's no contact being made, so he's sloughing off any type of big shots that Anderson tries to throw right now. But being up against a cage like this doesn't, BENJAR's got to get, you got to do something. You're on your back, you're losing.
And EVERS is taking full advantage of what you're saying right now, peppering the face, scoring points. But then you look at ground control. Posturing up there with that one leg, he's got to be careful that he doesn't get hooked.
Yeah, and Omar doing a good job of stretching him out there, and he wanted to try and stretch him out and then shoot his hips backwards. That time he took 2 really big elbows.
Really, he just brought EVERS Anderson almost across his midsection. Now the thing is, EVERS,
and that cut him because BENJAR was not cognizant of the fact of his position. BENJAR with a really nice body lock takedown right there. He's got to gain position first.
1 minute left on the clock. 1 minute left on the clock for both these fighters in round 2.
Well, look for Omar to keep that position. Man, that was a nice reversal. But again, Omar BENJAR staying on top.
And as the fight goes on, they get a little bit slippery. They're going to be a little bit more amped to get out of these positions of submission.
Yeah. And you want to see how tricky Omar is with his striking right here. Can he work some tricky strikes?
He's got that body lock.
Yeah.
Now, is he
nice control, nice knees. Well done.
Being the taller fighter, you have that to your advantage. You're working the outside now. EVERS trying to pepper that face, looking like it could be a hip toss in there.
Yeah, Omar did a great job there. Now he did eat a couple strong elbows off his back. Aside from that, my goodness, what an even round. An even fight, man.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, wouldn't you like to see this go 5 rounds? At this rate?
I'll tell you, I'll give you one more. Put a belt on it.
Nah.
Put a belt on it.
Nah.
Bantam weights.
Nah.
And then defend it. Oh, hey, now we're talking. Now we're putting more butts in the seats.
I don't necessarily want to toss a belt out there. I just want to toss 5 rounds because I'm enjoying it.
I like to see the angst and the drive of what's inside of a fighter when you put a belt on the line. Here goes a replay right here. And then we talk about the transitions that we're talking about. And he just, it's almost like EVERS kind of just said, he kind of saw right there he made a bad move.
Yeah. Yeah, BENJAR did a good job.
But it would have been worse. It would have been worse.
3rd and final round, folks, and wouldn't want to call this one a moment, Judge.
3rd and final round.
This could very easily be a round apiece right now, and it's going to come down to this. Both guys.
And the touch of the glove.
Great
sportsmanship.
Great sportsmanship. There's that kick again. Right to the outside of the calf.
EVERS is definitely looking to add that notch on his belt to be 3-0 undefeated. What can he pull out of this 3rd and final round?
Yeah, because this is close.
Omar BENJAR just looking so fresh in this fight right now.
Yeah, Omar's
changing the
cardio has never been in question. Wow, and he did a good job of ducking out of that one. Anderson went for a big punch, and BENJAR slipped it.
But I'll tell you, BENJAR is just so crisp right now. He really is confident, crisp, and he's staying right there in the fire pot. He's not wavering around, wandering around the cage. He's staying poised and right there.
Yeah.
He's standing toe-to-toe.
Yeah, he is.
You gotta love it.
And it'd be, I think he needs to let his hands go a little bit, to be quite honest with you, Antonio. And I just heard his coach call for that right hand down the middle. I don't know what the holdup is here.
Evers trying to work that inside-outside, trying to take a little bit of that, have him maybe switch up, and then go in for upstairs.
Yeah, but both men are. Oof, man, BENJAR with a nice body shot.
He was going for that one.
Yeah, he was going to go for that head shot right after it.
I'll tell you right now, both fighters in peak physical just health right now in this fight.
Yeah, man, it's really been enjoyable to watch two guys so evenly matched.
It's funny, both fighters are actually changing up from orthodox to southpaw.
Yeah, it's a chess match right here.
They're almost mirroring each other.
Yeah, it is a chess match, Antonio.
But definitely great head movement. They're circling out. They're making themselves such difficult targets to hit.
Yeah, oh, geez. Well, as soon as you say that, and BENJAR finds a home for that straight right and that jab, and he's using his length now to his advantage. Very smart.
That's the hardest thing to do when you're facing a guy like Evers Anderson, is to keep him still long enough just to go ahead and connect that jab and hook.
Yeah, BENJAR did a good job stuffing that takedown attempt. Nice kick.
That was dangerous because he was timing it. Just when he dropped his head down, talking about OMAR, he could have had a shin right across the top of the head.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Now Omar's eating some punches now.
Yeah, he has. But he's man, I tell you, what a fight. And I think OMAR would do a good job. It'd be good for him to throw that kick, switch things up a little bit. There you go.
Just as soon as Evers changes his stance up, Omar's right there with the kick in the body.
Yeah, it was a nice kick.
And he wasn't doing it when he was going southpaw.
No. Boy, and BENJAR really had Anderson moving in the direction he wanted him to if he let that hand go.
Now there you go. Now if Omar can go, if Omar could circle to his right. Now, granted, Evers is a southpaw, but if he can circle to the right and kind of take that jab maybe away and time it just right. Now he's back to.
BENJAR's feeling it right now. You see, he starts to move his hands. His hands are checking Anderson's hands. His head is moving a little bit more. He's throwing those more crisp punches. He's really not telegraphing anything at all. He's ducking punches.
The thing is, though, anytime that Evers Anderson is in southpaw, orthodox, he seems to have a little bit more benefit with that jab.
Yeah, I agree. His left hand is quick. BENJAR would do well to keep his chin down here, gloves in front of him, and just be prepared to let that straight right go. It's a nice kick.
And he caught. I'll tell you right now, Omar caught Evers right in mid-transition. You saw that, right?
Yeah. And then,
trying to change that stance up.
Yeah, and then immediately Anderson
right down the 5 in the middle.
Got Omar.
I wonder if both these fighters are asking for 2 more rounds, or is 3 enough right now?
Yeah, well, I tell you what, BENJAR really needs to let that right go, because the jab's been okay, but he really, if he's gonna make anything work right now, it's got to come off that right, in my opinion.
Still working the body with those kicks.
He's been patient. There it is.
And it looks like they're going to finish this fight.
Wow, BENJAR. Yep. This is where you want to throw those knees, just straight up the pipe.
Show the judges that you're strong in this round right now.
That's it.
Both of them hear the bell.
That's it. Just juke your guy down. BENJAR's trying to finish it off. Anderson's trying to show it off. What a great fight. You know what? Look, both guys smiling.
That was a fight right there. That's what you signed.
That's a damn good fight.
That's the kind of fight where you go back and say, you know what, you want to train together sometime?
Yeah, that's a damn good fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of fighting action, we go to the judges' scorecard. The judges have scored the bout. 29-28, Evers Anderson. 29-28, OMAR BENJAR. And 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Evers Anderson. All right. Come on over here, Evers. You're so quick, I don't know which way you're going. I got to tell you, did you think, and what tremendous performance on both of you. It was almost a mirror reflection. Anytime you went from southpaw to orthodox, he was doing the same thing. We're gonna try and get a replay up here. So walk us through all 3 rounds in your opinion.
Okay, so first round that came out, Omar's a big kid at 135, so I had trouble getting within that reach. And I always tend to start off a little slow, so, you know, guy got on my butt about that in between the round. Second round came out, I started going to southpaw. I started seeing his brain thinking too much, throwing that cross right down the middle. The third round, I was warmed up, seeing him start bleeding. He started deteriorating a little bit, and that's the game plan. Take him in that deep water, baby.
You know, every time we were watching, you took a body shot in mid-transition from south to orthodox. And then, as soon as he did the same thing, you were throwing a right cross or a jab and catching him. What was the timing like trying to catch him and anticipate his moves?
Yeah, lesson in martial arts, guys. If you can advance to that stage where you go southpaw to orthodox, within that half second, when the brain starts to recalibrate, that's when you go.
Well, I got to tell you, going into this fight, by the way, I don't know if anybody out there is keeping stats. Guy, he's 3-0. Undefeated. God knows that. Guy. So what's it like training at Guy Metzger's camp now? He's been your guy. He's got you 3-0.
Yeah, I'm very loyal to my gym. You know, I went to Guy starting off. I heard about different gyms. A popular one with the letter F, I'm not going to name it. But I'm very loyal, man. I stick with the same gym. I don't bounce around. I have my faith in my guy, Guy Metzger.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. And now, undefeated 3-0, the Mauler. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise.
Shout out to my girl, Stephanie Salas, my Lord in Christ, Savior above, my sister Tiffany from Michigan. Woo!
Evers Anderson.